Hello everyone, trust we are all doing well. In this video, we'll be looking at the group by feature and how to use the column from example to create other columns. Then I'll be showing you how you can fix a problem that is due to you changing the file location of any data you use in Power BI on your system. Alright, so this is the data we worked with, we matched together, right? Now, I want to show us how to use the group by feature. What is group by feature? It uses an aggregate function to group by one or two or more columns. Right, so let's say I want to group the salary based on department. Right now, let me expand this. Let's expand this. I'll uncheck all check departments and I'll hit. I don't want to use original column name as prefix. So we have this now. I want to, I'm going to go back to the settings. I only checked ID, so I'll check all, then check just the name and location I want to work with. Okay, so I have these two. I want to group the salary based on department, right? We have sales, marketing, HR, IT, and I want to know how much is being distributed as salary to this department each. To do this, I'm going to just go, then in my transform tab, you'd see the function called group by. Click on the group by function, then we have this group by dialog box pops up. Now we have two options. We have the basic and the advanced. The advanced has to do with if you want to group by two or more columns and you want to add two or more aggregations. I'll start with the basic. I want to work with the department name. This is what I want to group by. I want to group by department name. Then what is going to be the new column name? I want to find salary that each of these department gets. It's going to be total salary that goes to this department. Then the next one is the operation. So what kind of operation? Is it sum? Do you want to sum salaries and get total sum of salary for each of the departments, or you want to find the average or medium or minimum salary or maximum salary? Any of the aggregation here. So since I'm going with total salary, I want to find the sum, of course, for each department. I'll click on sum. And in the next column is the column you want to perform. You want to perform this aggregation on. The column you want to sum. So I'm going to click here and select salary. Salary is the numerical column I want to work with. Of course, anytime it has to do with operation, aggregation, you are dealing with a numerical column. So I would hit OK. Then you have this. Can you see that? Now, one thing you should know about group by function is that the group by feature is that the moment you group your data based on some columns, you will not find the remaining ones again. So just be sure that you want to group everything together. If you know you don't need the remaining columns, no problem, right? So what if you did not? Now let's go back and do something. I'm going to go back and do something now before let's just continue. All right, so the next thing, what if I want to group based on two options? So I'll come here and hit advanced. So with this advanced, you get to add more columns and also more columns you want to aggregate. So let's assume I'm going to check, is there anything we can work with here? Then let's say location. I want to group based on department name and location. Still, I think salary is the only one we have here, so I'll just leave it. Since we don't have any other numerical column to work with, I'll just delete this. So to delete, come here, click on this three dots and hit delete. Then I'm going to go OK. And can you see it's telling you the sales in New York is this amount, this marketing team in Los Angeles is this amount, the HR in this place is this amount, IT in this place is this amount. So can you see how we use the group by feature? This is how we do it. All right, so I'm just going to delete this step. I just showed you how you can group your data using the group by feature. So next one is column from example. Let's assume I want to split this employee name column into first name and last name. To do this, all I have to do is to select the column I want to work with. Then I'll come to this add column tab, and you can see we have the option column from examples. I'll click on this drop down button. Then the first option you're seeing here is from all columns or from selection. Since I want to deal with this column, I would select from selection. Then what pops up? I'm going to rename this. I'll say first name. Then what I'm going to do you remember how we did use flash fill? You type in the first example, or not flash fill now, you type in the first example, then when you're trying to type in the second one, the rest comes out in faint color. That is what we are doing here. So it's going to happen here. So I'll type in John, the first name. I would enter. So can you see the rest now? I've not done anything. I just hit enter after typing in John, and it brought out the rest. Then I'm going to hit OK. So it solves the problem. Like let's see. No, so can you see now we have the first name? So let me say I want to take this to the other end. I'm going to, instead of moving, just come here to move, and I would say move to the beginning. So from the beginning I can now move here to where the employee name is. So this is it. So I want to get the last name. So selecting this place, come here, and from selection, and I'll come here again, and I'll give this last name. The next thing I'm going to do is to type in the last name, Doe. Now hit enter. Can you see the rest in faint color? Doe, brown, Smith, green, white. You can see the rest in faint color. Instead of hitting OK, you can see there's another option for you to just press Ctrl plus enter, and it applies it. Ctrl enter, then it applies it. You get to see that. Alright, so you can see the name here. I'll just right click and move to the beginning to do the same thing. Right, then come here. So can you see how we use colon, for example, to split this employee name into first name and last name? This is what you use it for. And the next thing I want to show you is how you fix problem that is due to the fact that you change the location of the file in on your system. Now let's look at this department details and employee that I brought in. I'm going to show us where the file is on our system, and I'll change it. I'll change the location. You will see what happens to this now when I change the location. So open my folder, then I'll go to downloads. I think I have it on downloads. Do I have it here in downloads? Okay, so not download now. Let me go back. Okay, so I have it here. I'm going to take it from here. I'll take it outside of this place to somewhere else. Okay, to the desktop. So we can't find it here anymore. It's currently on the desktop. Now let's go back to Power BI and see what happens. You can see it here. It's no longer in LD with Blessing. I'll go back to Power BI and see what happens. Then refresh. So refresh. This is refresh. I'm going to refresh all. So let's see what happens. So can you see this error? It's telling you an error occurred in the employee details query, data source error. Could not find this file. This is the file part before that was there, but now I can't find it anymore because I've changed the location. So how do you fix this kind of problem? To fix this kind of problem, all you have to do is to come here, select the first one, then come to this source, right? This source here. Then you browse where that file is now on your system. So I'll go to where it is, then I'll scroll down, and this is where it is, right? Then I'll open. It has gotten the new location, and I'll hit OK. This stops the one for this one, right? Then I'll go back to this one. Let's see, to source 2. Okay, so I'm going to browse where the location is, then same thing as this. Now we have option open file as. Let's click on the drop down this thing. We have different options here. Do you want to open it as CSV file? Of course, it's Excel. So I'll hit OK. So can you see this? Now you can see that you no longer have that error again because we already changed the file part. Now let's go back to this. Can you see this now? The correct format. Can you see this now? This is how you fix problems like that. So anytime you face something like it means you've changed the location of that data. There's sometimes that you find yourself rearranging your file, rearranging it to some folders, and you know it's affecting the works you've done on Power BI. But this is how you fix them. Alright, I hope you've been able to pick one or two from this video. We'll meet in our next video. Bye.